Welcome back. Tax season is upon us, and this year is going to present unique challenges for virtually everyone. From tax reform to refund delays and big swings in refund size, it's going to take some work for people to untangle their tax situations. The good news is that H&R Block is ready to help and has been preparing since the moment tax reform passed. Joining us now is H&R Block Tax Associate Javier Morales. Javier, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Happy to be here.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. We're happy to have you.
Thank you.
So just starting out, how will tax reform impact people?
You know, tax reform is going to virtually impact everybody. With a lot of the changes in the tax tables last year, as well as the credits, it's going to really change a significant amount of what people are getting back on their tax refund because they were getting more, a little bit on every paycheck. So sometimes it can create a little bit of a surprise at the table.
I see, and that might not always be a good surprise, it sounds like.
No, not at all. Sometimes people come in expecting a really large refund, and when they see that they were taken out of it a little bit every week, it kind of leaves them with a, yeah, like you said, a poor surprise.
Sure, okay. So who's most impacted by tax reform then?
You know, families for sure, homeowners, a lot of self-employed individuals as well. Families, for instance, they're going to be able to take up to $2,000 credit this year that they may have not been eligible for last year.
I see.
So they're going to be able to take advantage of that, and that's great. Whereas some of the high tax states, like they'll see some credits and some deductions that'll hurt them. So.
Okay. So who's most at risk of a refund surprise because of the withholding change?
You know. Almost everybody, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. You know, back in February and March, when that changed, it made a lot of people get more on their paychecks, like I said earlier. So
right.
Even if they didn't go back and change their W-4, and a lot of times they didn't, they ended up kind of withdrawing against that until the end of the year. So what we found is that roughly 30 million people file with these, for example, child credits.
Okay.
And roughly about half of them file early. And as a result now, it's going to really push their returns back. But the good news is they can still come in and we can still take care of them. They can get their money today with us if they like.
Okay, so you're the professional, so that always helps, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so if people don't like what happened to the size of their refund like we're talking about, is there something you can recommend or they can do?
Absolutely. So one of the great things that we do, if you come into H&R Block and get your 2018 tax return, we can help you with W-4 planning and equip you with the tools that you need.
Perfect.
To be able to go back to your employer and update that.
Okay, and so refund delays are an issue again this year?
Yeah.
Okay, and who does that affect specifically?
Almost everybody. You know, a lot of our filers have children, and as I was saying earlier, the EITC, the Earned Income Tax Credit, as well as the AITC, the additional tax credit for children, it's going to push a lot back because of the PATH Act introduction a couple years ago. So with that being said, if you file now, you can still get your money. A lot of people with children want to file as early as possible to recoup a little bit from the holidays.
Right.
But we can help them now. That way, if it is delayed, you can still get your money today.
Okay, perfect. So where can taxpayers go to find more information and get help? I mean, are there plenty of people we can go to with H&R Block here locally?
Oh, absolutely. So we have a tremendous group here locally in the New Orleans area that can take care of you. You can always go to hrblock.com/refund advance if you'd like some more information. But even if it's to come in and chat with us and ask a few questions to get some great answers, we're happy to help.
Okay. So what can people do to kind of make sure that they are on track?
So we actually have a calculator on hrblock.com refund advance that you can use your little estimator and calculator to see where you're at. The other thing is you can always give us a call at any of the local offices or come on in and we'll be able to help you along the way. One of the great things about us is we're open all year long, where a lot of people aren't.
I see. Okay, so not just during tax season.
Oh yeah, we're open all summer, and we have a lot of work for us because we're a lot of times fixing what sometimes people may do with tax reform, especially with a lot of changes. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of help to provide.
Sure. Okay. So you mentioned people with families, that has a large impact. What about people with individual incomes? How does that impact those people, if at all?
So individual income as far as self-employed or just working on their own?
Either way.
Okay. So if someone's working on their own, like a lot of times they claim like zero, you know, they don't claim themselves, and they have a lot of money taken out of their paycheck already every week. Well, that has been reduced. So a lot of times where they might have gotten a refund that, like a smaller check refund, $300, $500, $700, now they may end up owing if they didn't get help from us or been able to go back and change that W-4.
Right.
So that's a big deal because when you come in and you file your taxes and all of a sudden you're expecting money back and now you owe, we're trying to help prevent that by educating people and really helping the community in that regard.
Sure.
Someone who's self-employed, well, there's a lot of expenses and credits that they're not able to claim now. For example, there was a form that is non-reimbursed employee expenses, and that form's gone away with tax reform. So as a result, a lot of people are coming in saying, hey, I wanted to claim mileage, or I wanted to claim uniforms and things like this. That's just not an option anymore in some cases. The best advice I can give anybody, if you have any questions about that, is come into an office. We have tax professionals. We are the experts in the field. Like I said, we work all year, not just 4 months out of the year, so we see it all. If you come in, we can give you the most ethical advice with the best level of integrity and unsurpassed expertise.
And it's what's best for you, the client.
Oh, absolutely. The client's in the middle of everything that we do.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
All right, to learn more about tax reform and tax refund delays, you can head to hrblock.com/refundadvance. And of course,